Morning guys, Young Neil from Advanced Property Strategies, and just finished off a school drop-off this morning and thought I'd do a quick video to give you some tips and hints on managing your personal finances. And it's very interesting, you know, when I started out, this was very much an important thing, and I think managing personal debt is something that we don't talk about a lot lately. It's been around the traps obviously for a long time, and businesses like banks make many millions, if not billions of dollars from interest on personal debt. You know, we're talking about personal loans, we're talking about credit cards, even a thing like good old Zip Pay, buy now, pay later type arrangements, GE Money. There's a lot of personal debt around, and of course it's part of doing business and it's part of, you know, life when you're starting out especially, but it doesn't have to be. And yeah, if you're basically struggling with personal debt or wanting to look at ways to eliminate your personal debt because it's either holding you back or stopping you from getting what you want long term, listen up. So yeah, so I'll just share with you a quick story and talk about, you know, how I got into this journey and why I think it's important. One of the reasons why I think it is important to reduce your personal debt is, especially if you're wanting to buy more property, invest more, and borrow money from banks essentially, you know, it's going to affect your serviceability. So if you've got like 50, 100 grand in personal debt, whether it's credit cards or personal loans, it's going to reduce the amount of money that you can borrow from the bank. Reduce the amount of money you can borrow from the bank. So if that means that reduce the amount of money you can borrow from the bank, less deals that you can do, less opportunities will come to you because you're not able to go to the bank and borrow that extra 500 grand, 700 grand to buy your next deal, which could be making you an extra 100 to 200 grand on that particular opportunity, and compound it over time could be worth millions of dollars for you. So I think, you know, that's definitely one of the reasons. But also, you know, eliminating personal debt, it allows you to enjoy the finer things in life down the track. I think it's a big thing about delayed gratification when people buy things, and I've done it before. I remember when I bought my first Mercedes-Benz on debt there, it was, you know, around about the 40K mark, and it was all on debt, even the Porsche that I bought was on debt as well, and that was a few years back. But subsequent to that, you know, getting into a better financial position, able to buy cars with cash. You know, I had a GLA 45, if those of you who are into cars, GLA 45 AMG, 40th birthday with cash as well. So yeah, so long story short, I think there's three ways to definitely eliminate personal debt. One is to ask for a discount on your interest rate. Ask for a discount on your interest rate. That's a really simple thing to do. It may not reduce your personal debt straight away, but if you continue with the minimum payments, the same payments that you're making before, if not increase them, obviously you're going to be paying less and reducing your costs that way. So that's number one, is ask for a discount. It's just basically ring them up and say, look, I'm looking at potentially going to another lender, refinancing my debt. Can you do me a better deal? Something like that. And it'll be really quick for them to be able to cut down that interest rate for you. You'd be surprised how quickly they can do that. Number two, is the this is a real simple one that Robert Kiyosaki and John Burley talked about, which is make extra payments. So for example, you might have five personal debts, 5 credit cards, just line them up and start eliminating the smallest one. So if you owe, let's say, $2,000 on that, and the minimum repayments are, let's say, $600 a month, add an extra, let's say, $200 a month, $300 a month, and do that regularly, every month, so it compounds. And then once you get rid of that debt, right, that minimum payment that you were making previously, plus that extra repayment that you're making on a regular basis, you know, roll that into that next debt, and keep making those extra repayments. And over time, it does compound. To the point where, you know, you don't even know that you're doing it. It's just a normal progression there. I think the other thing is that, what do you do once you've paid off the credit cards? Then you can smash down your house mortgage. And at the same time, if you're going to be smashing down your house mortgage, effectively what's going to happen is you'll build up some equity doing that as well. So I think that's a really good way to save up for a deposit, is reduce your personal debt, and that allows you to indirectly create a savings habit. So that's number two, is make additional payments on your credit card. And thirdly, you know, don't accept any increases on your credit card limits there. I think that's very critical there. Oftentimes, if you're a good payer, you're a good credit payer for the banks there, they will want to increase your limits over time because they see that you're a trusted customer there. So, I remember when I had a Dolomite account with the CBA when I started out, and then next thing you know, I was 16, 18, and they offered me a credit card. Next thing you know, I got a $16,000 credit card with a CBA. And so, you know what, during the GFC, I was maxed out on credit cards, probably had half a dozen, if not more credit cards with Aussie Home Loans, NAB, CBA, Westpac, you name it, I had it. So, and it was a pretty stressful time because I was using that money for deposits and I was using that money to make mortgage repayments. But as you know, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul doesn't really solve the long-term problem. So hopefully those 3 tips help you. 1 is ask for a discount on your credit card interest rate. 2, make additional payments there. And 3, don't increase your limits, actually decrease your limits over time and see how you go. Any questions, any comments, feel free to chuck it at the bottom and I'll catch you next time. This is Young Nguyen signing off. Catch you later.